What it do, bruh? Talk of the town, Nintendo, Doc Trey still holding it down, still make the best games, and you know this, bro. It's the truth. If you don't like it, you can have that seatbelt.
So Capcom just announced Resident Evil Generation Pack for the Nintendo Switch 2, and it's kind of an incredible deal. But before we get things started, if you are new to this channel and you're into Nintendo Switch 2 content and you're not yet subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section for the video. And of course, if you like the video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. So Capcom just announced a Resident Evil Generation Pack for the Nintendo Switch 2. And it's a surprising price. So the Resident Evil Generation Pack includes the upcoming Resident Evil Requiem, the game that looks pretty amazing on Switch 2, but also includes Resident Evil 7 Gold Edition with the DLC, and then also Resident Evil Village Gold Edition with those DLCs. But what's crazy is that all of these come in a collector's box in Switch 2 cases for the price of $89.99. So there was a rumor that Resident Evil Requiem for Switch 2 may be $10 cheaper than the other versions. That turned out to not be the case. But we are getting a pack including all of these games for only $89.99. So Resident Evil Requiem by itself is going to be $69.99. So if you do the math, Capcom is just charging $10 a piece for Resident Evil 7 Gold Edition and for Resident Evil Village Gold Edition on Switch 2. Now, I've seen a lot of people already, oh my gosh, but it's a game key. Of course they're game keys. First of all, they're only charging $10 a piece for these games on these game key physical cartridges, right? Second, even if you go back to what Capcom did on the original Switch with the Resident Evil Triple Pack, the only game on that cart was Resident Evil 4. You had to download Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6. So Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6 never truly had a physical, or they didn't. They never had a physical version even on the regular Switch. So expecting these games to not be game keys is pretty like ignorant. Now, this is actually more than I thought we were even going to get, because once they announced that these games would be coming to the Switch 2 and the same day as Requiem, I assumed that there was no way these would even get a game key release. Not even close to that. Like, I thought this was going to be some digital only thing that they had on eShop. And I was also expecting these games to be at least $20. Because if you go back and you look at the pricing for these games on when they were released on PlayStation 5, they were like $40. And actually now, even if you go to the PlayStation Store right now, at the moment of this video at least, they are selling a Gold Edition bundle of Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil Village for $80. Just for those two. Now, granted, those versions of the games do have, or at least in terms of Village, does have a VR mode that you can take advantage of with PSVR 2. But other than that, these are the same games that are going to be coming to the Switch 2, except the Switch 2 version, or at least on these game key versions, are only going to be charged roughly $10 a piece if you buy it in this bundle. And I think that is an incredible deal. because they surely could have charged more than this. Like, this is actually such a good deal that I'm actually tempted to just pre-order it right now in case they try to say that that was a mistake. Because that's a good deal. Now, like I said, a lot of people are like, oh, well, they should have put Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 8 on a full cart. Okay, so first of all, on the PlayStation 5, both of these games are over 30 or so gigs, right? So they put these games on a physical cart. Let's do the math here. At the very least, if they put Resident Evil 7 Gold Edition and Village Gold Edition on Switch 2 on a physical cart, at the very least, they would charge $50 a piece. If Requiem was a full cart on Switch 2, they would more than likely charge $80. So this edition, if it was the actual full physical cart and it was 3 physical Switch 2 carts on Switch 2, this bundle will run you at least $180. $180 minimum. Now, I don't know about you, but that's too big of a difference between $89.99. I don't know. Like sometimes you just gotta, sometimes you just gotta go with what you're getting here. This is an incredible deal. An incredible deal. $89.99 for 3 Resident Evil games on the Switch that have never been on the Switch in a non-cloud version. And if you guys have looked at the footage of Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 8 or Village or whatever on the Nintendo Switch 2, they look pretty good. So I don't know. It's day one for me, for sure. What about you guys? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Will you be picking this up? I sure will. Oh yeah, and by the way, for whatever reason, Amazon has this being released a few days after the actual release date. So that's something to keep in mind. Right now, if you want release date shipping or be able to pick up the game on release date, you have to order somewhere besides Amazon. Because for whatever reason, theirs is saying a few days after release. So let me know what you guys think in the comments.